Happy with the point?
Yeah, I am, to be honest. I thought it was a positive performance. It's as comfortable a day as I've seen Carl have in goal. I'm not sure if he actually made a save. And I thought their keeper to pull off 2 really good saves, particularly one from, I think it was Jack in the second half. Put a lot of pressure in the first half on the counter-attack, looked very dangerous. I think it was 4 or 5 corners from that. So I thought we looked a real threat in that regard. Positives are, we've changed the shape today, we've had an extra body on the front line, substitutions towards the end in trying to go and win the game, and a clean sheet. And all in all, it was a solid point. We want to win games. You want to win games. You want to win games against everybody, especially the teams that are in and around you. If you're not going to win a game, you make sure you don't lose it. And we've got 2 good games coming up, and I say good games because they're at home, so home games. I'm not trying to be disrespectful to any opposition. We don't have that arrogance or sensible entitlement that we just beat anybody at home. But so yeah, positive.
Yeah, you have to say hats off to the defence, obviously the whole team in terms of structure, because I think Terry, the kitman's got no cleaning to do with Carl's shirt.
Carl's probably got the cleaning shirt. He actually said to me coming off the pitch, I said, "Do you actually have saved to make in that game?" He said, "Well, no." He said, "Look at my kit, it's clean." But everybody else, I want to say huge well done to the players, because I've been here 6 months now, just over. The effort they put in is phenomenal. They throw their bodies on the line week in, week out. The stats are so high physically. For people who are not here today, it's a huge big pitch which was like a bog, really hard on all the players. And we look in the dressing room after the game, the lads have got a clean sheet and they're all absolutely out on their feet, and they deserve a huge amount of credit for that, and they do that week in, week out. An absolute pleasure to work with.
The tweak in the formation today, is that just for this game, or is that something more long term? Because obviously we've been playing with 3 at the back for a while.
Yeah, we have done, and it's served us well. But I'm not avoiding your question, Michael. But we've played 4-3-3 this year for the first quarter of the season. We changed to 4-2-3-1 against Derby and Bristol Rovers. We were then 3-4-3, which was brilliant through the month of October. And today we were 4-2-3-1, so I think we've got an adaptability about us and a flexibility. Players always dictate formations, so as a coach, my job is not to say I want to do this and you all follow me. It's to maximise the group and find a formation that allows them to flourish and show us their qualities. Sometimes it's about hiding deficiencies, but I don't feel we've done that this year. But today was about getting an extra body on the front line.
And getting somebody like Danny in a position more central with him, maybe they can make more of an impact potentially.
Yes, we've got a number of players that can do that. Charles can do it. Teddy Bishop, I've seen him there a million times, is excellent at it. But to answer your question, yes, I think he's better when he's central. I thought Danny looked a real threat at times there, and the flip side of that, he was a bit loose on other occasions that could have caused us problems, but it's the first time he's played there in a while.
Does it frustrate though, because if somebody hasn't been at the game today, we'll look at the scores, we'll look at the league table and go, Lincoln draw another game. Does that frustrate you a little bit?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know what other people think. Any draw away from home is a good point. It's a clean sheet. I want to get away from saying defensively we were excellent, because I don't want people to think we're a defensive team. I thought we looked very dangerous on the counter-attack. It depends what way you want to look at it. This team was in the playoffs last year, so they haven't become a bad team overnight. They just had a bad year, and I think Mark coming in with the players they've got, the club that they are, I think I would expect them to get out of trouble and kick on. For whatever reason, that didn't happen this year, but depends what way you want to look at it. A point away from home, 0-0, clean sheet. Very dangerous in the counter-attack, some really good individual performance. Collectively and structurally I thought we were excellent defensively. Going into 2 home games, I think it's a good start to that 3-game period post Bolton, Ipswich, Charlton, which was a difficult run.
Is the signing obviously that was announced today that fans might not have heard you talk about, so we'll get you to talk about that, but is that a side of where you want to go? You're getting a bit more pace into the team, because that has been a weakness in the side?
I understand what you're saying. So Danny Mandrew's not electrically quick, but he's an excellent player. A lot of people talk about him. First question we get asked after games is about Danny Mandrew. It depends what you're looking for. I've said from day one the club needs athleticism and pace. I haven't changed my mind on that. Mide's Midday's absolutely got that. More than anything, it gives us the ability to know we can change things from the bench. Jovan got on today on merit, and that's great, but we don't want the pressure to be on a younger generation. So from that point of view, in terms of strengthening of the squad, through no one's fault of the club, we've been really unlucky with injuries this year. When Ben's been fit, Tom's been injured. When Tom's been fit, Ben's been injured. When a few times they've been about, we've had Danny, we've lost Teddy, we've had Teddy, we've lost Danny. So we've just been really unlucky, but it will certainly give us the chance to make changes and talk about freshening things up.
On Ben House, not a long-term absence, fingers crossed.
No, not at all. I expect him to be back training this week, hopefully. Like anything, they come out, they get passed, they get declared fit from a medical perspective. They come out, a little bit of a lap of the gods, but we don't take chances, we don't risk people. So I know he will be outside on the grass this week early. It's just seeing what it looks like after that first day.
Lewis Montsma travelled with the team today. That's a huge plus for the club and for him. I was looking, it was January the 8th last year when he picked up the injury, so more than a year to not be involved with the first team on a match day is hard for a player. I mean, you've dealt with injuries as a player, you know.
Yeah, it's and what people won't think about, I'm sure they'll understand, is the mental impact it has on you can be soul destroying. So he deserves a huge amount of credit for that. He comes in buoyant every day, and even for the last 6 months that he hasn't been available, like, he comes in every day with a smile on his face. He's in incredible physical condition. He's a huge positive influence around the club. What we have to be careful of is that he's been out for a whole year. Delighted to have him with us today. The reason for that is because he's very close to full fitness. It's just about being patient. He's had minutes in B team games. Unfortunately, with the weather and various other things, games have been called off. But he had 90 minutes last week. He's penciled in for another 90 on Tuesday. So he's heading in the right direction. We just need to be patient and not put too much pressure on him. But it will feel like, having a new signing. There's not many clubs will get Lewis Montsma in January.
And just so you know what the final question always has to be this time of year, any sort of movement you're still working on for the remaining days of the window?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I say absolutely, like, we're working really hard. Like, we've not brought Midday in and went, that's it, Robbie. It's not one in, one out or anything like that. It's about getting the right people, and we do really hope that we'll have more people in before the end of January. I've always said to you before, it's not as simple as just going, we want him and get him, but we're definitely trying very hard. We're not stopping. We haven't just said, that's it, we've got one in, let's crack on. We 100% want to see somebody else coming in the door for sure.